Gordon was cross. Why should Henry have a new shape? He grumbled. A shape good enough for me is good enough for him. He goes galloping off, leaving us to do his work and coming back to see how happy he is. It's disgraceful. And there's another thing, he grumbled. Henry whistles too much. No other engine has blown their whistles loudly at stations. It isn't wrong, he said, but we just don't do it. But poor Henry didn't feel happy anymore. Never mind, Percy, said... Never mind, Henry, said Percy. I like to hear you whistling, and I'm so glad you're home again. Yeah, he said. Goodbye, Henry said. We're glad to have you back with us again, but remember what I say. Later that day, Henry had arrived at Edward's station. Good morning, said Henry. Good morning, Henry, said Henry. I'm really proud to see you whistling again. And I'm really glad to have you. And I really like your new shape. Thank you, Edward, said Henry. Shh, said Edward. Did you hear... Shh, said Henry. Did you hear something? That sounds like Gordon. And it ought to be Gordon. But Gordon never whistled like that. It was Gordon. He was coming through, sleepy. He didn't look at Henry, and he didn't look at Edward. He screeched through the station and disappeared. Well, it isn't wrong, said Henry, but we just don't do it. And they remembered what Gordon had said. Gordon and screeched way up the hill. The noise was awful. At the station, everyone covered their ears. The fat controller covered his ears too. Take him away, he bellowed, and stop that noise! Gordon paused sadly away, but Gordon could not stop whistling until two fitters climbed up and knocked his whistle valve in place. That night, Gordon sulked into the shed that night. He was glad it was empty. It isn't wrong, said Henry, chuckled Henry to Edward and nowhere in particular, but we just don't do it. And no one had mentioned whistles. Next day, Henry was enjoying himself enormously. I feel so well, he sang. Trickety-truck, sang the coaches. Then, he saw some boys on the bridge. Peep, peep. Hello, he whistled. Crash! Oh, he called. The boys didn't wave or take his number. They thought it was fun to drop stones on him instead. They've broken our glass! Sobbed the coaches. The passengers weren't hurt, but they were cross. Call the police! No, said Gradner. Leave it to Henry and me. What will you do? Said Henry. Well, that's what I say. I think Henry is going to have to go sneeze at these boys. At the next station, Henry, driver and fireman told the passenger Henry, driver and fireman, what happened. Henry has plenty of ashes, said the engineer. Keep all windows shut until we cross the bridge. Henry is gonna go sneeze at these boys. Why don't you, hello, he said. And Henry was too puffed up and exhausted. Then, Henry could see the bridge, and the children, boys, had all had stones. Are you ready? Said Henry. Said the driver. Think harder when I tell you. Now, he said, Achoo! Well done, Henry, he said. Henry went home, and whenever the next time he saw Gordon and the boy, he had taught they would learn not to be so mean.